Imagine a country just gripped by this horrifying plague, the Red Death.
Yeah.
It's described so vividly, sharp pains, sudden dizziness.
And the bleeding from the pores. Profuse bleeding.
Right, and these scarlet stains. And it all leads to death in, what, under half an hour?
Less than 30 minutes. It's
Yeah.
terrifyingly fast. An image designed to hit you right in the gut, bypass reason.
Absolutely. It highlights this total vulnerability, how fast things can just unravel, and the social collapse, too, the pest ban isolating victims.
Exactly. Primal fear.
And that's the world we're diving into today. Edgar Allan Poe's, classic story, The Masque of the Red Death. We're going beyond just the plot, really trying to unpack what it tells us about, human nature facing catastrophe.
Things like denial, the illusion of control, how we try to maybe cheat fate.
Yeah, exactly. And we're drawing this analysis straight from an audiobook transcript so we can really get into Poe's language.
That's the goal. To get past the surface and look at these big questions Poe raises. Privilege, fear, the idea that maybe you can't just wall yourself off.
It's classic Poe, so get ready for some, hopefully, thought-provoking stuff.
Should be interesting.
Okay, so the world is being ravaged by this Red Death. Poe calls blood its avatar and its seal. It's swift, hideous.
Yeah, truly awful.
And in the middle of this, we meet Prince Prospero, who's described as, happy and dauntless and sagacious.
Right, which is striking, isn't it? Because his lands are half depopulated, happy and dauntless while people are dying en masse.
It speaks volumes already. And his response, it's not subtle.
No, not at all. It's extreme denial. He doesn't just hide. He stages this grand escape.
Tell us about that. He summons people.
1,000 friends, specifically hale and lighthearted friends, knights and dames. People determined to stay cheerful, you could say.
And where does he take them?
To one of his castellated abbeys, deep in seclusion. This wasn't just finding shelter. It felt more like a statement, a middle finger to death, almost.
A fortress against fate. And the defenses were serious.
Oh, yeah. A strong and lofty wall, iron gates. But the detail that really gets me.
And the welding.
Yes. The courtiers used furnaces and massy hammers to weld the bolts shut from the inside.
Wow. So once you're in, you're in. No going back.
Exactly. Neither of ingress nor egress. It seals them off physically, but also, you feel, psychologically. Locking out the plague, locking out despair, maybe even locking out empathy.
That's a chilling thought. And inside, it wasn't exactly Spartan.
Far from it. It was amply provisioned. They had all the appliances of pleasure, buffoons, poets, dancers, musicians.
Fruity and wine, everything needed to forget.
Poe spells out Prospero's philosophy. It was folly to grieve or to think. Outside is death. Inside is pleasure and safety. Simple as that. In his mind.
It's such a stark picture of denial, isn't it? Trying to build this bubble of luxury while a crisis rages. Makes you wonder, though, can that kind of security ever be real? When something like the Red Death is just right outside those welded gates? Is it genuine safety or just, elaborate self-deception?
That's the core question, I think. The very act of welding the gates, it almost admits the fear, doesn't it? The effort involved betrays the anxiety underneath all the forced merriment.
That tension just builds, especially when we get to the masked ball.
Right. This isn't day one. This is 5 or 6 months into their seclusion.
So they've been locked away for a while. And the plague outside.
Still raging most furiously abroad. And that's when Prospero throws this huge masquerade ball. Unusual magnificence, Poe calls it.
The timing itself feels defiant. Or maybe desperate.
Maybe both. And the setting for this ball is, it's weird.
Not your typical ballroom.
Definitely not. It's a suite of 7 rooms, an imperial suite, but they're laid out irregularly. There are sharp turns at every 20 or 30 yards.
So you can't see the whole layout at once.
Exactly. You can only glimpse a little more than one room at a time. It creates this novel effect, maybe disorienting. You turn a corner and boom, a whole new scene.
Deliberately confusing, maybe? And the lighting, too, that wasn't normal, right?
No, very specific. No lamps or candles in the rooms. The light comes from outside each room, from the corridor, from heavy tripods bearing a brazier of fire in the hallway. The light shines through tall, narrow, stained glass windows into each room.
And the window color matched the room's decor.
Yes. So the light filtering in was colored, casting these gypsy and fantastic appearances. Very theatrical, very unreal.
Okay, so what were the room colors? There's a progression.
There is, moving from east to west like the sun's path. First blue windows, blue room. Then purple panes, purple room.
Okay.
Then green casements, green room. Then orange, then white, then violet.
A whole spectrum.
Like stages of something. But the last room, The seventh one.
Ah, yes. The westernmost chamber. That one breaks the pattern.
It's shrouded in black. Black velvet tapestries on the walls, the ceiling, falling onto a black carpet. Total blackness.
Okay, so black windows too.
No, and this is crucial. The windows in the black room are scarlet. A deep blood color.
Blood red, like the plague.
Precisely. The effect is described as ghastly in the extreme, so much so that few guests are bold enough to set foot within its precincts.
Wow. So this symbol of death is right there at the end of the suite, unavoidable.
It's the repressed fear made manifest, right in the heart of their escapist fantasy. An architectural reminder of the Red Death itself, its bloody signature.
And there's something else in that room, isn't there? The clock?
The giant ebony clock.
Yeah.
Huge, imposing. His pendulum swings with this dull, heavy, monotonous clang.
Just ticking away time, but it does more than tick.
Oh, it does. Every hour on the hour, it chimes.
And what happens then?
The chime is described as clear and loud and deep and exceedingly musical, but also peculiar. So peculiar that everything stops. The musicians pause. The dancers stop mid-waltz. A brief disconcert ripples through the entire gay company.
People get unnerved.
Yeah. The giddiest grew pale. The older guests pass their hands over their brows like they're lost in thought or confused. Then, after the chime fades, there's nervous laughter, vows not to be startled next time.
But they always are.
They always are. It's this constant, hourly reminder of mortality puncturing their revelry.
So this whole environment, the twisting rooms, the weird lighting, the black room, that clock, it's all designed to keep them off balance.
I think so. The layout prevents seeing the whole picture. Symbolizing their willful blindness, maybe. The lighting creates this dreamlike, false reality.
Yeah.
But the clock is time. It's reality. It's death, intruding relentlessly, forcing these little moments of confrontation they can't entirely escape.
It's incredibly atmospheric. And Prospero himself, he apparently had peculiar tastes.
A fine eye for colors and effects, Poe says. He didn't care about fashion, just impact. His ideas glowed with barbaric luster. Some thought he was mad.
And the costumes at his ball reflected that.
Absolutely. They weren't just elegant masks, they were grotesque. Arabesque figures with unsuited limbs, delirious fancies, a whole mix.
Beautiful, bizarre, terrible.
Even disgusting, Poe mentions. He calls the whole scene a multitude of dreams moving through the rooms.
A strange kind of dream, though. And the clock kept interrupting these dreams.
Yes, powerfully. Each chime, these costume dreams would freeze. Just stiff, frozen until the echo died. Then back to frantic gaiety. It really highlights how fragile their manufactured reality is. Time literally stops them in their tracks.
And as the night goes on, the mood shifts.
It does. Fewer people brave that final black chamber. The scarlet light seems to get ruddier, more intense. The clock's chime feels more solemnly emphatic. The party's winding down, maybe. Or the tension is just ratcheting up.
Until midnight.
Midnight, the big one. The clock starts to strike 12, and again, everything stops. An uneasy cessation of all things.
But this time it feels different.
Poe says the 12 strokes meant a longer pause, allowing more of thought to creep into the minds of the thoughtful among them. A longer moment of forced reflection.
The perfect moment for something unexpected.
Exactly. And it's precisely then, during that heavy silence, that someone finally notices a new masked figure, one who hadn't been seen before.
And the reaction isn't just surprise.
No, it escalates quickly. First, a buzz or murmur of disapproval and surprise. Then it becomes terror, of horror, and of disgust.
Which is interesting, right? Given all the other wild costumes, what made this one so different?
Well, the description is key. The figure is tall and gaunt, wrapped head to foot in the habiliment of the grave, like a mummy or a shroud.
Okay, creepy, but maybe still within bounds for this party.
Perhaps. The mask looked like the face of a stiffened corpse. Even that, Poe suggests, might have been tolerated. But the ultimate violation.
It looked like the Red Death itself.
It had gone so far as to assume the type of the Red Death. The costume was dabbled in blood, and the mask, the face, was besprinkled with the scarlet horror.
Ah, so that's the line it crossed.
Absolutely. The one reality they were all desperately trying to pretend didn't exist. This figure wasn't just grotesque. It was a walking, breathing embodiment of the plague they had locked outside. It was blasphemy against their denial.
It made the horror real, right there among them.
Shatter the illusion completely. It was the ultimate taboo made manifest.
And Prospero. How does he react? He must have seen it.
Oh, he sees it. First, he's hit with a strong shudder, maybe terror, maybe disgust. But that quickly turns to rage, his brow reddened.
He's furious.
Livid. He shouts out, his voice hoarse. "Who dares insult us with this blasphemous mockery? Seize him and unmask him that we may know whom we have to hang at sunrise from the battlements." He makes this demand from the blue room, the easternmost one. His voice carries through all 7 chambers.
He wants immediate, brutal retribution. It's not just an insult to the party, it's an insult to him, to his control.
Exactly. It's a direct challenge to his authority and the fragile reality he's built. But his command isn't obeyed.
Why not? The courtiers just stand there.
They're frozen, gripped by a nameless awe, Poe calls it, a primal fear that overrides even their duty to the prince. They won't lay a hand on the figure.
So the figure just walks.
Unimpeded. With this solemn and measured step, it proceeds from the blue room through the purple, the green, the orange, the white, the violet,
Yeah.
heading steadily towards the black chamber.
A deliberate, ominous march through all the stages of the suite.
Totally chilling. And Prospero sees this, sees the figure approaching, sees his courtiers paralyzed.
What does he do?
He snaps, fueled by rage and, Poe adds, shame of his own momentary cowardice. He decides to act himself.
He goes after the figure.
Yes. Draws a dagger and rushes hurriedly through the 6 chambers after it. Alone. None followed him on account of a deadly terror.
It's his final solitary stand. Hubris, really. Thinking he can physically confront this thing.
Utterly tragic. He chases the figure into the black apartment, the symbolic heart of death in his own domain.
And then, the confrontation.
The figure reaches the end of the black room, turns, and faces Prospero. There's a sharp cry.
From Prospero.
Presumably. The dagger falls from his hand onto the black carpet, and instantly afterwards fell prostrate in death, the Prince Prospero.
Just like that, he meets his end in the very room that screamed death, killed by the thing he tried to lock out.
The ultimate irony. The pursuer becomes the victim, instantly dispatched.
What about the other guests? They just watch.
They saw him fall, and then a surge of desperation, maybe?
Huh?
Summoning the wild courage of despair, they rush into the black room together.
To confront the figure, to finally seize it.
Yes. They grab the mummer, who's standing near Prospero's body. But when they grasp the costume,
What happens?
they recoil in unutterable horror, because the great cerements and corpse-like mask, which they handle so violently, are empty, untenanted by any tangible form.
Empty. No one inside.
No one. It wasn't a person in a costume after all. It was the Red Death.
Wow. So the presence itself was the entity.
Exactly. Now was acknowledged the presence of the Red Death. Poe says it clearly. He had come like a thief in the night. The figure wasn't a guest representing death. It was death itself, having infiltrated their sanctuary.
That's profound. So the empty costume, the clock stopping, the lights going out, what's the message there?
It's about the nature of this force. The empty costume shows that death, the plague, isn't something tangible you can fight or capture or unmask. It's an inescapable condition, an abstract power. Its presence is its victory.
And the end for everyone else.
Swift and total. One by one drop the revelers in the blood-bedewed halls of their revel. They die right there, amidst the decaying party.
Each in the despairing posture of his fall. Grim.
And then, the clock stops. The life of the ebony clock went out with that of the last of the gay. Time itself ends for them. The illusion is utterly shattered.
The lights, too. The fires in the tripods.
They expire, plunging everything into final darkness. The closing line is devastatingly simple. And darkness and decay and the Red Death held illimitable dominion over all.
Game over. Complete dominance.
No escape, no immunity through wealth or walls or willful ignorance. The story makes it absolutely clear. Trying to deny or bargain with mortality, especially through hedonism and isolation, is ultimately futile. Death comes for everyone.
What an incredible, stark journey from that initial desperate attempt to wall off death
Through the bizarre, dreamlike, yet uneasy world inside the Abbey.
to that chilling confrontation and the Red Death's absolute triumph.
It really leaves you thinking about the limits of our control, doesn't it? And the nature of denial.
It really does. So as we wrap up, maybe the question for you, the listener, is the one Poe forces us to confront. Can anything, wealth, walls, forced happiness, truly shield us from these big universal forces like disease and death?
Or does the attempt itself just reveal our own arrogance, our own deep-seated fears? What truths about how we face the inevitable does this dark tale stir up for you?
Something definitely worth pondering. Poe certainly knew how to leave a lasting chill.